What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 summary preview analysis. Today, guys, we are going to be going over the summary and preview for episode 72 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. I'm excited, as always, to be analyzing this summary and preview with you guys, as always. So, without further ado, let's not waste any more time, and let's get right into it. So here is the episode 72 summary. The title of it is called The Fantastic Underground Luke Factory. Hunt ran into Luke and the others in front of the Goha Corp office. He thought that Goha gave off the smell of money, so he went together with Bakuro and Goha Sevens newspaper club, who were at Goha to do interviews, to Goha's underground area. They discover an abandoned factory in the deepest level, as well as a certain machine that seemed like it came straight out of a dream, ... Huh. Interesting. So that is going to be it for the episode 72 summary. And this is going to be a interesting episode, to say the least, from whatever in the world they find underground to essentially the duel of this episode, because at first you might think, oh, it's going to be Luke's turn to duel. After all, you had Gakuto who dueled in 69, you had Yuga who dueled in 70, and Roman just dueled in the last episode. You would think, oh, Luke is going to get his duel in this episode and more than likely win, because obviously all of the other characters have gotten wins in this arc, but that doesn't seem to be the case, as Luke is not going to be dueling. In fact, Swirly's not going to be dueling. It's going to be Hunt and Bakuro, which are two characters that I was not expecting a matchup with each other, which I guess it's cool that they're, having some of these side characters kind of like pairing up against each other to duel against each other. That way you kind of let them have some of the spotlight, even though me personally, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I don't care about Hunt and I do not care about Bakuro. In fact, I don't even care about their group. So I'm talking about, with Khan and his other buddy that's a part of the Dinosaur Club, and then the two people that hang around Bakuro. I just don't really care about those characters that much. So I feel like this episode, in my opinion, definitely my main focus with this is definitely going to be towards what they find in the underground area. Not saying the duel is going to be bad. I'm not saying that at all. It's just that these two characters, the fact that these two are dueling against each other, I don't know, to me, that doesn't really sound like that much of an interesting matchup for me personally, and it's just for the sole reason that these characters have not really interested me that much. I mean, Bakuro has barely done crap in this show. In fact, I think the only thing that this kid has done in the entire show was duel against Luke in episode 5, and it was because of him writing a bad report about rush duels or something like that. I can't really remember the context on the top of my head, but you had that, and then I guess you had the whole thing of him trying to protect, Yuga's laboratory, but, he kind of gets overshadowed by Tiger, because Tiger was the one that was able to stop Caterpillar by using her bassoon, and then ends up dueling against Caterpillar, winning the duel, and was able to stop him from actually destroying the laboratory. So Bakuro didn't even help with that. He was just a sideline character, and then other than that, that's essentially what he's been. He's just the side character. He's not really done anything in the show. So that's kind of why, when it comes to a duel with Bakuro, he hasn't just really done enough to really make me warrant to have an interest in this character. Now, the episode might change that. I have a feeling that it's going to some degree, but I don't know, just based off of this, it just doesn't really make me as excited like the other ones, because I know these characters a lot more. I mean, we've been with them for, the entire show. Bakuro, yeah, he's been there since the very beginning, since episode 5, but other than that duel and then the stuff with Caterpillar, he hasn't really done that much. And then Hunt, he did a little bit more, with helping them try to get to Asana in the third arc when they went underground, and then, he had that whole episode when he dueled against Yuga and used his own Maximum Monster, so he did a little bit more than Bakuro, but honestly, his character is not that intriguing at all. I just don't really care for Hunt at all, if I'm going to be completely honest. So you have two characters who are dueling against each other that I have really no interest in. So that's kind of why I say this duel is not just going to be that enticing to me, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to see two side characters actually try and get some development, and I think that's going to be really good for both of their characters probably. But other than that, I don't know, like the duel to me isn't going to really be as interesting as the other ones that we've seen from this arc so far, in my opinion. Of course, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I have to wait until the episode actually comes out, and who knows, maybe this is one of the better duels of Sevens. Like, this is a duel that I have to kind of wait and see what happens before I can really judge it. But initial thoughts, this duel is just not really that interesting to me, although it's going to be interesting, I will say, though, because we know Hunt is going to be using his maximum again, and I believe we had an announcement a while back that Bakura would be getting a fusion, so it's another situation of where we have a user of maximums versus a user of fusions. And is it going to be that case like how it was when Yugioh faced off against Yuga, with Yugioh beating the maximum with his fusion? Or is the maximum going to overweigh Bakura's fusion? We're going to have to wait and see. If I had to say who is going to win, probably Bakuro. They're making Hunt seem like the villain in this episode, if we had to do this whole hero-villain scenario, even though I don't think Hunt really is a villain. But if we had to put it in that kind of circumstance, Hunt would be the villain, and then you would have Bakuro as the hero. So I feel like that's kind of how they're going to lead it towards, is Hunt trying to stop him with his maximum, but it's not going to work. Bakuro's going to use his new fusion, and then that's how he's able to defeat Hunt in this duel, or at least that's what I do believe is going to happen and in this episode. And then the other aspect of this that we need to look at as well is what in the world they find underground. I mean, this is literally causing Hunt to have the smell of money out of nowhere, which I guess is now his new thing. I mean, didn't he used to be able to just be able to sneeze, and he was able to essentially remove pieces of dirt and stuff like that? I mean, that's how he was able to search for ID cards and stuff like that, by being able to essentially sneeze on everything to be able to like go through the areas to get all these ID cards. And also he used his smell to go to a certain pathway, that way they can get to Asana. I remember that's how he was able to be so useful underground. So I guess now his only way of being able to do stuff with his sniffing ability is just money. Or, if I'm more specific, of what he wants to use it for now. Instead of having important stuff like trying to find the villain like he did in the third arc, he's just more focused on money, which, to be fair, it makes sense. After all, if you look back at like episode 44, when he had that whole like thing where he was like on that getup and all that stuff and selling the maximum cards just to make a profit. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised by this at all, but that's just Sevens for you. I mean, they do some pretty weird stuff in this show, and especially with the whole plot of this episode, with them going underground and they're trying to find something that looks like it came out of a dream. What is that? I have no idea. I literally cannot think of what in the world they are going to find in this underground area of Goha and where it came from, but they make it seem like it's gonna have some involvement with Luke. I mean, every time that there has been like fantasy or dream aspect, it always has something to do with Luke, and I don't know why, but it looks like that's going to be the case again, because of the fact that Luke is going to be tagged along with them. Maybe Luke is going to know what this is all about, and we might learn what is underground. Well, obviously we're going to learn what's underground in this area. That's essentially what the plot is of this episode, other than Bakuro versus Hunt. But what is this thing all about? What does it do? We're going to have to wait and see on that. But this is going to be a very weird episode, to say the least. But I think it's going to be an enjoyable time, in my opinion. But with that being said, that's going to be it for this summary preview analysis. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this upcoming episode, and are you excited for the episode, or are you more in the mindset of this just going to be a get me by episode, in a sense? You just don't really think you're going to be interested in this episode, and your thoughts on Bakuro versus Khan, and who you think is going to win this duel. Do you think Bakuro will win? Do you think Hunt will win? Or do you think it's going to be a draw or no result, some weird situation like that? And let me know in the comments below as well, what do you guys think they're going to find in the deepest levels of the abandoned factory? Is it something that we've already seen before, or do you think it's going to be something completely new? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on all things in regards to episode 72 down below. But guys, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.